So hello YouTube, I hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. It's Califax here and I'm back with another one. So in today's video, basically I'm just gonna break down a trade that I caught. I actually got a couple messages of people asking me to just break down some of the trades that I caught this week. This actually marks the last week that I'm trading for the 2023. Actually, it's been a fantastic year, just being very consistent. And what I'm most happy about is the fact that a lot of students on the mentorship are seeing great results. I mean, I see a lot of people catching, the mitigation play, which is a system that I, teach and consistently trade every single day with the students. So I'm seeing a lot of progress on the mentorship. That's what makes me, the most happy about. Also, I really like the feedback because I receive a lot of feedbacks from people who are not yet on the mentorship, but of the, YouTube content, they're saying that the YouTube, stuff has been helping them. So for me, that's the most important. Any way I can help people, to progress, I'm very happy about, right? So basically in today's video, I'm just gonna break down this trade that I caught. And basically, I just want to explain, for some of you guys, how you actually increase the probability of your trades. Now, one thing that is very, very important for you guys to understand is you need to have all the conferences in place, and it starts from being able to understand the market structure, doing your top-down analysis, go from higher time frame, then wait for the medium time frame as well to show the cards before you drop down to lower time frame. Because a lot of times I see people going all the way down to lower time frames. I don't know, maybe it's the rise that people have to want to make money. You want to get on a trade. You've seen other people taking, so you go all the way on the lower time frame. And some people, for example, they mark a 4-hour point of interest, then they go immediately to 1 minute. A lot of the times the 4-hour range, the range of the 4 order block is huge. So price has a lot of room to breathe. And for you to drop down to lower time frame right away, you're gonna be wrong a lot of times before you right. So it's very important to remain patient. Wait for the medium time frame to present itself, right? You want to have that confirmation on the medium time frame, and then you can drop down to lower time frame. So this trade that I caught on GA perfectly explains that relationship of the 4-hour M15 or M30, right? That's what I consider medium time frame. M15, M20, M30 is all the same, and all the way to lower time frame, right? So let's just quickly do a top-down analysis on GBP or GA. So I'm not going to use the monthly, not to complicate you guys, because I'm trying to make things very simple. So we're just gonna use the 4-hour, right? And then as our higher time frame, then we're gonna use the medium time frame as M30, and then lower time frame as M3. I'm gonna explain the trade that I caught and one of the replications that a student also had, right? So let's just quickly look at it. We got the 4-hour right here, just simple like that. So if we read the structure, we can see we had this previous structure high, we had this low, and then we had this previous high, and then we had this structure low right here, right? So very, very simple to see that price actually broke structure and then it started to pull back, but it didn't come to mitigate this previous very significant high, because he actually was responsible for sweeping liquidity at the previous, right here at the left. So price broke structure and then it pulled back, didn't mitigate the extreme supply zone, and then broke structure again. So you can see how the inducement is built right here. So a lot of ton of liquidity was built. Some people were started to look for these order blocks, put in limit orders. Price came all the way up, took them all out, came to the extreme, and then we started to see price coming all the way down, right? So this is something that happens a lot, especially when you have a situation like this where price, the previous high sweeps, a significant high, which is what we had here, and then we have the change of character. So sometimes price is going to engineer liquidity by coming into this, the bottom of this range. Some people call this the break and retest, and then price breaks structure again. A lot of people are entering right here. Price comes all the way to the extreme and then continues to drop. That's how price engineers liquidity, by creating inducement, right? So that's what price did here. Price ended up sweeping all that liquidity, mitigated the previous unmitigated supply zone, and then started to push all the way down. Now, what I looked at for the trade actually itself, so let me actually put the bar replay right here. So what I looked at first was this break of structure right here on the 4 hour. So we have this internal break, 4 hour break of structure to the downside, and we have this very clear order block, the last up candle before the down move. This is a 4 hour supply zone. So once price comes to my 4 hour, I don't have to drop down to lower time frames, right? I actually got this question sometimes from people asking, okay, what if I have a 4 hour supply zone? Should I go down to lower time frames? No, you don't have. I mean, a lot of times you're gonna take a lot of false confirmations before you ride, right? So you have a 4 hour supply zone, wait for medium time frame to shift. For in this case, you're gonna have to wait for M15 or M30 change of character. So price comes to my 4 hour right here. What do? We drop down to medium time frame. So here we are on the M30 time frame. So price, as we saw previously, price came to our 4 hour supply zone, right? So we have this high, we have this low, then we have this high, and then price gives this beautiful M30 change of character to the downside. So when you have this, you actually have this very nice extreme order block sitting above. So some people, for example, those people who don't have the time to be on the lower time frame, what you can do is once you have M30 change of character within a 4 hour supply zone, what you can do is set a limit order at the order block, stop loss above, and then you target the previous M30 or 4 hour previous low, right? So this would have been a beautiful 1:8 risk to reward ratio. Just, a trade, a set and forget, right? You place a limit and then you place your TP at these lows right here for you, so you can take your partials, or you hold all the way to 4 hour previous low. But this is only for people who don't want to go to lower time frame. But if you want to have another layer of confirmation, so okay, price just gives you this M30 change of character within a 4 hour supply zone. Very important, right? So what actually we did on the group, we went down to lower time frame, right? So we have that medium time frame shift, we drop down to lower time frame. So basically what I did, for example, is I came right here. So let me just go all the way to use the bar replay right here, and let me go to M3 time frame. We're gonna look at the first reaction once price arrived at our M30 supply zone. So when you look at what's going on here, price tapped the demand zone, the supply zone. What happened is I didn't have my confirmation model, right? Because I like to wait for double break of structure to the downside, sometimes 3 breaks of structures, and I didn't have right here. So price just gave this major change of character. So we have a change of character. Some people maybe set a limit order here, but sometimes your change of characters might not be mitigated. And sometimes I remember when I used to trade only change of character, like only chalk entries, I would have set the limit order and price would never come back, and I would have to give up the whole setup. But in this scenario, sometimes you can follow the order flow, right? You can actually wait for price to continue to push all the way down. So just one moment. So basically what you can do, for example, is just wait for price to start to push all the way down, right? To continue that bearish order flow. If you read the structure right here, is we had the previous low, then we had this previous high, and then we had this low. So what happened is price broke structure, but okay, we have this demand zone right here. Price actually had a reaction, then we had the reluctancy. So this was just the first sign that the bullish sentiment in the market is in depletion, is weak. The bears actually are strong. So at this point, that's when we had this major break of structure. So okay, this was a confirmation. Price then came back, respected what was responsible for violating this bullish attempt, right? So we had price coming back, and then we had the break of structure again. So that was the confirmation right there, that price actually wants to keep going all the way down. So once I had this confirmation right here, right? So we can say, okay, price had broken this structure high, this structure, right? So, and then came back to what was responsible for it, and then we have another break. So this was just another layer of confirmation that I needed. Once price came back, I actually entered using the seconds time frame, but for the sake of the video, we don't need to go all the way there. So this right here was the blue candle, the order block. You could have set a limit order right here, all the way down, right? Give like a 9 pip stop loss and target the previous low all the way to 4 hour, right? So I ended up entering on the second, so I got a really nice tight entry, like a 1.5 pip stop loss. So my entry was at 119, somewhere here. So I had about 1.5 pip stop loss, and just targeting the M1 previous low. It was it was a beautiful. Let me just bring price. Just targeting the M3 previous low, it was a beautiful 1 to 18 risk to reward ratio. So my trade ended up picking a 1 to 19 before price took about 90% volume off at 1 to 9, and then price took the remainder at break even, right? So we can see that, you know, price started to push all the way up, so that's when I got taken out. Now when you go back, for example, we go back to M30, price actually ended up playing out, you know, it just took the remainder and immediately started to push all the way down. So if I play price, we can see that price ended up taking that M30 previous low. And then remember, we had the 4 hour, right? Because this was an M30 change of character within a 4 hour supply zone, right? So this is the 4 hour that I mean right here. This is the 4 hour right here, right? So we can see that if I play price again, we can see that price finally ended up taking that 4 hour previous low, right? So right here, there we have it. Price took that 4 hour previous low. So basically, if you look at this trade right here, it was, but you know, having that relationship between the 4 hour M30 or M/M15 and then lower time frame. That's how you take high probability trades on the lower time frame. So once you have a 4 hour break of structure, don't rush to lower time frame. Wait for M15 change of character. Once price comes to an M15 point of interest, that's when you go down to M1. You can wait for a change of character, double confirmation, or even 3 breaks of structures. That's, you can have a great layer of confirmation right there, right? So so that was the trade that I caught. That was a 1 to 19 for me. So right here, the right, you guys have the MT5 to see that we walk the talk. You also have right there the replication that a member had, exactly the same trade that took. So this was just a beautiful trade. So, you know, guys, I hope I made the point clear. Make sure you back test this. This system is very repetitive, and feel free. My content is on the description box below. Whenever you want to ask me any question, to clarify any topic about this video, feel free to talk to me. I'm always online on Telegram. And also, if you're willing to join the mentorship to take these trades with me, feel free. The content is on the description box below. It's very affordable, and I'm gonna see you guys on the next one. So peace, guys.